I have Six of Wands here as the first card of the month. Six of Wands is usually success, triumph, victory. You can see in this card the imagery is of, traditional symbol of victory is a crown of laurels, and he's riding in on a white horse, which is symbology of a hero or a rescuer. So you may have some of that image, that energy present, where you're coming in as the rescuer or the hero in some way, and that energy is present, and also bringing success and victory and triumph. However, because it is in reverse, there may be a way in which that energy is present, but it's being suppressed, or it's not being allowed to come to the surface, or there may be delays. So you are embodying this rescuer, hero, triumph, victory, success archetype, but it's being held back because it's in reverse. So it's in shadow, it's developing under the surface, it is being delayed. So that's what Six of Wands tells me. And then Three of Coins is collaborative efforts. This is workings within a group. It's also a very creative card. Sometimes it can also mean multiple sources of income. In the Rider-Waite, this card shows an architect, the client who the building is being built for, and the worker that you see here. So it does speak to collaborative effort. Because it is in the reverse position, again, collaborative efforts are just not moving as quickly as you'd like them to, or they're being delayed, or it's just not going as smoothly as it would be if it were in the upright position here. There is still that energy present of, creative efforts, multiple streams of income, multiple projects. Three is a very creative number. So there's a lot of, and the coins represent money, material, possessions, things in the physical plane. So that's being created. It's just that it is in suppression. It is in delay. It is in, there's just it's sort of like, what I'm seeing here is snags. When you're like working on, I see like a construction zone, and there's just snags of delays or red tape or that sort of thing. So that's going on with Three of Coins energy in reverse. So if you're getting delays with group efforts or collaborative projects, know that there is success happening under the surface, and you are being, you are coming in as the hero or success or victory or triumph or the rescuer. But that those are just in delay. It's just one of those things where you're just hitting some roadblocks. So there's still, just use your creativity. It's still there. But it's just being suppressed or delayed. Also, Eight of Coins in reverse. This is the worker bee. This is Eight of Coins is the artisan who works diligently over time and therefore creates a lot of wealth, and also he is able to display his wares, show his capabilities over time as a craftsman, and he just works away at that bench. Because this is in reverse, again, you're having some hard times, I'm going to say, with work, quite frankly, where things are being delayed, you're not getting those results, or you have been putting a lot of effort in over time and you're working diligently away at it, but those results are having a hard time coming to the surface. They're in delay, they're in suppression. But whenever you work at the workbench when you make a consistent effort over time, it yields results. That's what the message of this Eight of Coins card is. Because it's in reverse, this is still happening, but the results of it are being delayed or in suppression, not being able to be allowed to come to the surface. So there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of success, there's a lot of collaboration and creativity happening here, but it's just, you're running into some roadblocks, you're running into some delay. It's just being sort of held under the surface here because it's in reverse. And there's a woman who is part of that. It's either that she may be part of the reason that things are being blocked. She's a person who's in authority, Queen of Coins. So she's usually good. Like, there's a money manager here, or resource manager, or someone who's like a head of a household. She's usually pretty down to earth. She's usually trustworthy and loyal, Queen of Coins. She's big-hearted, but she's also very practical. So there may be a way. This could be a Virgo. This could be a Taurus. This could be a Capricorn woman. There's some way in which she is involved with the holdup of what's going on here. So if you're working on a project and there's a Queen of Coins woman, she's often sometimes the woman who's in charge of the money. So that's another archetype of the Queen of Coins woman. There could be a way in which she is involved in the red tape or the holdup of things, or that you may need to get her permission or her blessing. Like, say, if you work for a company where a Queen of Coins woman is in a position of authority, you may have to go through her to get things to happen. If you're living in a household with a Queen of Coins woman, you may run into problems with trying to get like housework or projects on the house done, even though you're fixing something and you're working away at it. You know, she may be saying we don't have the budget for that. Some way in which Queen of Coins energy is involved with that. And she's also she's overseeing the work being done. So she is definitely involved in the suppression or delay of that energy coming through. But you're doing it, Capricorn. You may just have to work with her. In the middle of the month, things get a little easier. There is Chariot, which means that you are able to direct things with your will. This is a card of hard control and self-assertion, and he directs the direction of the chariot with his mind. You can see the crescent moons here show that he's tapping into his inner knowledge, his inner knowing, and he just directs the cart by mixed decisions, whether we're going to go left, whether we're going to go right. You know, I see this as traffic directing, but he does it through the power of his own mind and his own knowledge and discipline, self-assertion, ego. You know, this is a card of, I see the road ahead and we're just going to go down that road. So this shows me that there's some good decision making, some following of the plans of one's mind that's going to be happening in the middle of the month. So whatever it is that it's being delayed and blocked here, the middle of the month things turn around. And in fact, there is time in the middle of the month where things take on a new era. This is Ace of Coins. So there may be a way in which you reap some monetary reward in the middle of the month for what's happening here, or that money starts coming in, or that you have more resources available to you. It's a new beginning, new chapter, because it's an ace, and it's sort of like sowing the seeds, creating something. I see it as planting the seeds that create this new garden that you're going to be able to walk through and enjoy later. So it may just be the seeds of a new chapter that are being handed to you. It may be like the dawning of a new day is often Ace of Coins energy. And this Page of Rods, rods represent fire. And so that's vitality. Page is very optimistic. Page of Rods, optimism, enthusiasm, willingness. Both of these are great cards for a beginning of something. These two coupled together, this is a beginning. This is new resources, new money, new lifestyle. And this is willingness, enthusiasm, being optimistic. So this is some fresh, nice energy to work with in the middle of the month, especially after all of this delay, red tape, things happening under the surface but not showing results on the surface. So enjoy that coming up in the middle of the month, Capricorn. And then also for the middle of the month, we have Hermit in reverse. So high side of Hermit is someone who is diligent, disciplined, willing to look at the truth straight on. In fact, sacrifices other worldly pleasures in order to look at the truth. He's an ascetic. He is sort of a Spartan card where he peels away outer layers of other non-essential things in order to get to the essentials of things, looking at the truth in order to share it with others. However, the low side of the card, because this is in reverse, the low side of the card of Hermit is feeling isolated, feeling misunderstood by others and society. It may feel with Hermit in reverse that you're not being understood by others, that you are kind of isolated, kind of alone, seeing things from your own point of view. You really see a solution or some clarity in things, but it doesn't mean that others are necessarily getting it. So Hermit in reverse can mean I feel isolated, I feel lonely, I feel like I see a vision of things that other people are not seeing the same vision. So that's coming up for you as well. It's also in alignment, I'll say, with these 3 cards in reverse. So this could be 3 players on the same team or 3 people involved in the same situation. Here's that Queen of Coins, woman in authority, in charge of the money, likely an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be you, Capricorn, possibly. I mean, there could be a way in which you're overseeing the lack of progress here. Hermit is someone who has a vision that's not being acknowledged. They're kind of out there on their own, trying to make things happen, but feeling isolated. And then Page of Cups is a youthful person who, or has a youthful attitude, who has a willingness. This is this fish jumping out of the cup here. Cups represent emotion. They represent the heart energy. So there's someone here who has a willingness, again, just like this page, this is willingness in fire, this is willingness in water, willingness for energy, vitality, optimism, enthusiasm. This is the same energy of willingness, optimism, enthusiasm, but this is more towards matters of the heart. So this person also is in reverse, there's some sort of block or suppression. Maybe these 3 people don't work well together, or maybe these 3 people are experiencing the same delay or getting caught in whatever's happening here, suppression in work or suppression in a project. Delay is red tape is what I'm getting there, and these 3 people may be involved in that. In fact, there may be even a 4th person involved here. This is generally a fire person, fire sign, who is bold, courageous. She's usually attractive. She does things in her own unique way. She's got this radiance about her. She's in reverse as well. So there might be something that's stopping up all of them. This is usually a water sign, earth sign. So there's a lot of people in play here. Also full. So there may just be like a group effort, collaborative project. 3 of Coins here that is, just in suppression or in delay. What else? Towards the end of the month, there may be a way in which, here's an interesting card to follow Hermit in reverse. 5 of Coins shows someone who is out in the cold, and they're being comforted by the spiritual element. This is a woman, religious woman, who's comforting them. So 5 of Coins means feeling cut off from the material world, feeling like hopelessness, despair. I'm left out in the cold. That can have echoes of Hermit in reverse. So feeling like you're out in the cold is a effect of both of these cards. The 5 of Coins reminds us that even though things may not be happening on the material plane as we might like them to, there is always this very rich spiritual world that is available to us, where it's warm inside, where everyone's invited, where it's comfortable. It's by our choice that we remain out in the cold, that we may feel cut off from things. So if you do feel hopeless or left out in the cold, or that money is not coming to you as you had hoped it would be by this time, just remember that sometimes it's reframing things, and it's realizing what you do have available to you, or what is your focus. This is a great card of, am I focusing on material loss, or am I focusing on spiritual gain and resources that are always available? So this is a reminder card of where is your focus. And towards the end of the month, we've got 3 players here in reverse. These are both major, this is major arcana card, and these are court cards. So we've got Fool traditionally means, in the upright position, it means trusting in the universe. Again, very different from this card. Trusting in the universe, having faith, having optimism. There's an innocence in this card. This is being willing to take on anything, being willing to launch out in a new journey. This is a real card of optimism. You can see it in the yellow. You know, there's a dog, there's a companion. There's just he's looking up into the sun. He's in the Rider Waite. He's stepping almost off a cliff, trusting that the universe will catch him. So it can look foolhardy, but it's often a card of believing in what the world has to offer, being willing to go forth and see new things. In its reverse position, be careful of not making foolish decisions. Be careful of not being rash. Be careful of not acting like a fool. Get all your information before you make decisions. This is a warning card, like don't step off of any cliffs when it's in its reverse position. It's saying don't be naive. Don't be, don't leap before you look. It's just a warning of the lower side of Fool. Be careful that you have your information, that you check your facts, that you look before you leap, that you don't trust in things don't trust that there's a net beneath you unless you've actually checked. So that's warning of Fool in reverse. Queen of Rods in reverse. This may be a person, generally a fire sign, so Sag, Leo, or Aries, that may not be participating with you, or you might come into conflict with her. Capricorn usually likes to be in charge of things. You've got a dominant side to you. You're very good at climbing the mountains of success. That's very 10th house Capricorn energy. And this person too, Queen of Rods, she's a fire sign. She likes to be in charge and can be also very dominant. So there may be a way towards the end of the month where you come into conflict with a Queen of Rods person. So be aware of that. See if you can work in tandem with that person, whether you work with them or you live with them, or if you're in a relationship with them. Understand that she may not be seeing things in the same way that you are. She may be seeing things in an outdated way, or she may be seeing things just from her own point of view, or in a way that could come into conflict. She may be accusing you of doing things in a foolhardy way because Fool is looking to her for an answer. Don't play the fool to her. Don't be careful that you don't represent yourself as being more naive than you are to her, because you will just lose her respect. Hold your ground with her, but don't challenge her, and don't pander to her like a fool might. And also have respect for her. Don't Fool in the old court was someone who made fun of others. So he had the license to poke fun at the king and the queen. And what this is saying in reverse is be careful that you don't poke fun at her. And then Page of Cups, this is someone else who's involved. She could be an attendant to the queen here. She could be someone who is of service to the queen. This is generally, like I said, a water sign. Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. This is Page often represents a younger person or someone with a youthful attitude. So this could be the Queen of Wands' friend. It could be someone who works under them. This could be their child. They're in reverse too, so they may not be helpful to you in regards to the Queen of Rods either. So there may be a way in which these two are a duo that are not understanding things or not seeing your point of view. Again, these could be the people who for Hermit, if you have a vision and you're feeling isolated, these could be some of the people who are not sharing in your vision or not getting it, or just you're at conflict with them. Page of Cups could also just represent an emotional willingness where you've gone through some of this and you just feel like emotionally, I'm not willing or optimistic or enthusiastic anymore. Like you kind of lost your heart for the thing. So, I mean, and that could just be, you've got 2 queens in reverse here, Cap. So there may be some women in the situation that you may have to just understand that they are not working with you right now, or one of them could be you. This Queen of Pence, if you're in charge of the money, this could represent you because this is a earth sign. But there may be a way in which through all of this not happening, you're feeling like isolated, that nobody gets your vision, and you're losing your heart in the matter. You're losing your optimism, your willingness, your enthusiasm as far as your heart and your emotions go. It could also come out of this conflict with this Queen of Wands. But do enjoy in the middle of the month. You know, you've got a lot of good decision making here. Your will and your self-assertion will have its day, and you've got a lot of enthusiasm and energy for this new venture. Just try to have patience through this first part of the month where things get delayed and caught up in red tape, and likely due to involvement of this authority figure in charge of the budget or the household or the situation.